Hello and welcome. This is Kaput Avenue Studios. Coming to you from the secondary location that we use. This is the recording studio, not the video studio. This is actually the audio studio. And I wanted to give you guys a quick little insight and a little preview for some of you that may be interested into the new Logic Pro X. I'm going to tell you right now that we are very, very excited about this. We love this program already. As you can see, we've been working hard at this. So let's give you a quick little tour and show you what some of this stuff looks like and what you can actually get out of this. First of all your tools are in a thing called Toolbar. Everything's up here. Gives you a whole slew of things to do. The readout that used to be at the bottom is now at the top. This look is very reminiscent of Final Cut Pro X. And that's kind of important because a lot of us who might do video editing may also want to audio edit. And this is one of those features that allows us, gives us the ability to kind of seamlessly integrate. One of the other things that we noticed about this particular thing is there is now an importation, at least there is an easier way to import audio from Final Cut and use this to mix down. You no longer have to use Soundtrack or export your audio and then master it outside. It's more helpful for things like multi-track audio. Specifically, we're working on a documentary. We've got 46 simultaneous audio tracks going. And they are constantly running, they're constantly playing, and there's no way that you're going to be able to discern all 46 simultaneous tracks. They're all spoken word. But we want to highlight certain features of it, so what we would do is we would actually load that into here, and as you can see, it can handle track after track after track after track. There are a ton of different things here. You know, you've got your editors, you've got your mixer, your buttons down here. The mixer is super clean. It's incredibly clean. And everything that we've used before, we're actually trying to reincorporate. Got a lot of old plugins that aren't there anymore. Okay? So we have to go through and try and reload them. This piece here is called Smart Controls. And this brings up your plugins and the controls for the plugins. You've got this button here which is called Quick Help. Now this is really cool. I'm going to show you what Quick Help looks like. If you click on Quick Help, anything you scroll over, there's if you look at this top corner here, this is the Quick Help menu. And you can go over certain things and it's going to tell you right here, solo button, record enable, input monitoring. It tells you what everything is that your mouse is over, and it lets you read a little bit further into it without having to go to a fax menu or something and ask a question that you don't know the terminology to. It's really, really slick. This here is your inspector, and you can get rid of the inspector, obviously. And this over here is your library. If you click on library, it's going to bring up all the library of things, from channel strip settings to drums and percussion, voice, performance patches, studio instruments, acoustic guitar, electric guitar and bass, experimental, and legacy. And that's pretty cool. Now, one other thing that we noticed that I think is really, really cool for those people out there that use, that try and different things, and you don't want to ruin anything. This thing called alternatives. This allows you to take a project you already have, take that same project, move it to another location, edit, remix, do whatever you want without affecting the original. It's called an alternative. And I think that's pretty cool. One of the main things that everybody was talking about here was the drummer. Now, the drummer, I think we got to go to, is it this? No, it's not that. No, it's not that either. Let's double click it. There it is. This is the drummer that you can select. You pick your drummer's identity. You can change the kit. You can change the presets of the type of drumming that he is going to give. From loud to soft, simple to complex. Select the region of the drum set you want him to play on in that particular section. Change hi-hat volumes, not necessarily volumes, but the variety of what he uses. You can change the kick and snare and how he does things, amount of fills he adds, the swing, and then go even further. You can change the feel, so you can pull and push. Change the ghost notes from quiet to loud and anywhere in between, and the hi-hat close, open, or automatic. Now the really cool part about this is a song that we have up. You can listen to it where we had a live drummer in recording the song. This is a song that we recorded called Running Out of Time. I'm going to hit play at the beginning of this, and I want you to understand that this is a synthesized drummer. Okay, so we're going to go back down here to right about there, and I'm going to go ahead and hit play for you guys to listen to. Now, I want you to take special note when this change around comes around. The drummer automatically places a fill, changes up his style, and will you can see that we changed some things around. There's a difference. Listen to this. That to me is amazing, that this smart drummer, it's all digital. Now, here's the cool thing. Okay, let's go back to the verse here. Okay, now we've got the hi-hat at position 1, kick and snare at position 2. So let's change that. I'm going to put the kick and snare over here to the number 6, and I'm going to change the hi-hat to position 3. You'll see that the waveform changes. Now let's listen back in. Change it on the fly. So you can see that mild changes in even just these settings will do a lot. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you how this whole thing works since we've got a project going. I'm going to, let's zoom in on this a little bit, just a hair, not that much. Still learning the controls again. I'm going to create a new drummer region. I'm going to slide this over so it's outside of the thing here. Now we've got an experimental way to do things. Okay, so we've got the same settings here. Let's play it. Let me move this out of the way of all that. Let's see if we can't get this to go. There we go. Okay, so now we want to try and manipulate what it is that he's doing. Let's take the fills down. Let's add some swing. We'll go to that. We'll change it to toms and put it position 2. Now let's hear what he's doing. Let's even change the drummer. Or no, you know what? Let's go over here to the presets. Let's go to lights out and see what he says, what he does there. Now, if you want him to be more soft and simple, just drag this button down. So you can manipulate this with anything, and it's not just this one drummer. You've got rock, alternative, songwriter, and R&B. And then if you go in here to rock, you've got Kyle. What's his name? Logan, Anders, Max, and Jesse. They all have different feels. They all have different ways about themselves. And it's quite amazing to see that there's a smart way to add a percussionist. So you can, theoretically now, at home, have a studio quality drum set, drum sound, and also record with just headphones on. You no longer have to have studio time. I know that there have been drum packs available for things, and you used to have to write things by pressing buttons in time and then quantifying and all that other shit that you have to do. You don't have to do this anymore. You set it in a region. He abides by the position, by the beat, based on the beats per minute. See, look at that. It just changed. Now let's move him over. Watch this. It's going to change. It should. Yep, there it is. It's just modified. He knows where the 1 is. And if I move him back to the 1, watch this. He knows where the 1 is. It's just amazing to see that you can add something to this. I mean, I guess guitar players and bass players and whatever, they don't really think of this. It's like, oh, it's just a beat. It's just a beat. Well, imagine if you had a plug-in like this for a bass player, and you could say, I want you to follow the guitar. I'm going to play this guitar riff. And then you hit the button, and this mythical bass player came in with his fake stack and his pedal board and his bass and followed your notes and your playing and your picking style or all that other stuff. And you could change how complex and everything it was. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to show you guys. Check this out. So there's a way to follow. And you can select what the drums follow. These are all the tracks that are inside this. So we've got kick, outer, snare, toms, hat, over left, over right. Those are all the original drums. But then you got bass cab, bass direct, Fender bass take, bass dirt octave, bass synth. So these are all bass takes in the song. Then we've got guitar through the chaos pad, distortions, octave end, solo, ending, all that stuff. So you can select the track you want it to follow to change the feel of how the drummer plays. It's still going to use the same complexity and fills and swing and everything that you put in there, but it's going to look at how the bass is being played or the guitar is being played, and it's going to adjust its hits according to that. It learns how you play and plays along with you. It is unreal to see something like this. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable, and at least I feel it's unbelievable. So we're going to delete this region now, and we're going to go back out. So let's take this back out a little bit, and let's take that and go back out here. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile. I will say this. This is one of those programs that I think a lot of people are going to hate at first. I think a lot of the professionals, the people that have used Logic 9 before, they're going to absolutely hate it because things aren't where they remember them to be. That being said, if you've ever wanted to record at home and never really thought that you could, for the low price of $200, you now have a professional studio, a digital audio workstation that you can download and go nuts with. The learning curve on this, I'm not the guy that runs the audio side of things. I'm the video guy. I do know how to operate Logic in the capacity to do takes and everything else. And I can do editing and stuff like that, but I don't know all the intricate details. So I'm not really the guy to give you the best tour. But, you know, anybody that's familiar with Logic or with a digital audio workstation, you will find that this is something that is going to be very easy to pick up and very easy to figure out. There is a help guide with it, and there is a manual that comes with it, and a lot of things have changed. Don't be discouraged if you're used to Logic 9. Don't be discouraged. Definitely give it a try. We are in love with this program. We've had it for literally 8 hours, and we are absolutely in love with it. It is incredible. It's everything we dreamed of. We came from the school of digital performer way back in the day with a Power Mac G4, and then we switched over to Logic about I'd say about 5 to 6 years ago. We switched over to Logic, and we've basically been using Logic forever and a day. We finally have, you know, matching Mac Pro workstations at both locations, and we have software on both, and they just integrate so well. So anybody out there that does video and wants to have a professional editor for audio, because they feel that the Final Cut side is lacking, regardless of the plugins and the power they say that there is something lacking from it. Automation is one of those things. I'm sure you can. It's probably more difficult, but I mean, this even here, I'll show you. This has automation in it. This track, and we recorded this track before, previous to this software coming out, and it saved all of its settings. So this is a Logic 9 project that just loaded into Logic 10 effortlessly. And you can see the automation is here, and it's so easy to manipulate. It's so easy to change, and I know that it was able to do this in Logic 9, but it just seems more user intuitive, and I would definitely recommend everybody taking a peek at this. If you can, find somebody that has it. If you can't, and you just know you're going to love it, or you think you're going to love it, I would say download it immediately. For $200, it is a steal, especially if you are an audio guy looking for a simplified solution. This is it. This is so powerful, yet so simple. It's kind of like Final Cut Pro X is. A lot of people hated it at first because they said that they removed so many important things out of it, but Apple really found a way to shake it up and simplify the Pro app while still having it powerful, and I think that that's what this is what it's technically going to be all about. There are some pretty cool plugins that they include in here. I don't really know where they are to access them, but I remember that earlier in the day we didn't really have anything on this, and I think this is the output strip or the bus, and we had a broadcast ready plugin assembled on here, and it just completely changed the sound. It was a built-in plugin. It was unbelievable. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and check it out. Check out the features. Look at the reviews on YouTube. You will be shocked and amazed at how powerful something like this can be for just $200. And that's the other thing. What other software out there is $199 that is this powerful and well integrated with the rest of the Mac applications? Because I don't know of any that is this powerful and integrated so well. We're going to work on getting Final Cut to output a video with audio source into this, and we're going to do another demo video of that to show you guys. And I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised at how easy it is to work with. Hopefully, though, we get it all our ducks in a row and everything works out for us. But until that time, you're just going to have to stick with this. I say go for it. Check it out. You're going to love it. I think you're absolutely going to love it. Actually, before I do go, I'm going to mute this track, and I'm going to unmute all of the drum tracks from the original recording, and I want you to hear what you can compare with the power of YouTube. Scanning back and forth, you can compare. So here's the original drum tracks. And that's all the drum tracks. And then we'll play this one real quick just so you can get a taste. Sorry it's taking so long to mute. I'm sure there's a way to batch mute, but I don't know it. And then we'll unmute this and we'll go back here. It's pretty much the same. Now obviously the sound is a little better. Realize that this project was started in Logic 9. It had already been processed, mastered, spit out, and all of the plugins that were on here for the regular drums are all gone. Okay, you see these bus 1, bus 2, bus 3s, all the channel strips disappeared. You can see all of this disappeared. So we had it processed, and you can actually find the song on my channel. Just look for the song Running Out of Time, and you'll see that we have this up there already. You can compare and contrast, but like I said, and by the way, this took 20 minutes. This drum track into this took 20 minutes from start to finish. It is going to change the way that people can write songs in places that you can't record live drums. It's absolutely going to change the game. So we'll come back with a couple more tutorials, a couple other things dealing with this, and maybe the integration of Final Cut Pro in the future. Like I said, we've had this for 8 hours. We haven't really been able to scratch the surface on how powerful this is, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight. Definitely check this program out. If you're thinking about buying something like this, this one is definitely the one to buy. Buy it and learn it if you've never used it. If you are a Logic 9 user, if you're a power user, if you're a professional, give it a try. You never know. You might like the simplicity of how this app works. Another thing that I really like is the color scheme and the way things are laid out, because it is very pleasing to the eye. It's not as tiring as Logic 9 was. Logic 9 would make your corneas burn after 6 hours in a dark room. And this looks like it's a little bit more pleasant. There's a little more color. Things seem easier to see, and the layout is better. I know I sound like I'm gushing. I'm really not trying to gush, because we haven't really seen what we can do with this from start to finish of a project, but I definitely think that this is a worthwhile cause for a lot of people if you're looking for this type of thing. This is GarageBand turned up to 11. And I think it's almost as simple as GarageBand to use, but it's much more powerful. So if you're used to using GarageBand and you've got some pro gear, maybe a preamp, a nice mic, something like that, and you want to step up your game to the next level, this is definitely the best stepping stone that I've found so far. Logic 9 is great, but there was a large gap between where GarageBand left off and then the usability of Logic 9. And now that they filled that gap in and raised the bar a bit with Logic Pro X, I think. So we'll be back again sometime soon with some more tutorials, some more how-tos, maybe a little bit more insight. Maybe we'll try and get in here with a video camera and do the screen recording and kind of show off exactly what's happening within the computer and how we're working. So until that time, thanks again for watching. Feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.